For my ordination, some distant cousins came all the way from London to the great city of Rockford just to celebrate with me. One of them was a young lady in her early 20s whom my grandmother had never met. So after the ordination, I walk into the hall, and it's the most beautiful sight. I see my grandmother just bear hugging this girl. And Grandma is saying, "Susie, I've seen pictures of you in your childhood, but you have grown up so well into such a beautiful young woman. I am just so happy to finally meet you." And of course, the girl was blushing. I had later found out that right before that moment, someone walked by and kind of verbally chided the poor girl for wearing a dress that the attacker thought was inappropriate, immodest. And so my grandmother was actually stepping in to make the girl feel welcome and comfortable. Reminder, our biannual friends will be coming, right? The Christmas and Easter crowd. So I won't apply the words Christian hospitality because you are Christian hospitality. Now, usually when I preach, I try to challenge you to do something that perhaps you have not done before or have not thought of before. But today, on Gaudete Sunday, right, Rejoice Sunday, I am here simply to thank you for doing something that you are already doing. Someone once asked Bishop Doran, may he rest in peace, about his views on how to dress for Holy Mass. Again, you all do this so perfectly, I have absolutely no complaints. But it never hurts to ponder why we do what we do. So Bishop Doran was asked about this, and he did not say anything remotely like, "God wants you to wear a tie," or "God does not care at all about how you are dressed," right? He knew that neither of those extremes are true. He simply cited our epistle today. He said, "Rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. Let your modesty be known to all, for the Lord is near." Again, you do this perfectly. Let your modesty be known to all, for the Lord is near. Now, modesty is a funny word. Okay, remember, other than Thanksgiving, Puritans ruin everything. Okay? Puritans ruin everything. Right? The Puritans said that modesty means covering up what should be covered. That makes modesty the most boring virtue ever. We Catholics define it a little differently. It is connected to love of neighbor. Right? An older priest once told me that a seminarian wanted to go to Mass wearing a neon green zoot suit with Christmas lights on it. And it was not Christmas. And Father would not allow it. He told the young man, he said, "You see, everyone will be looking at you and not Jesus." That is what St. Paul meant by modesty. Put yourself in your fellow Catholic's shoes, right? If he or she can look at you and say, "Wow, he's well dressed," or, "Well, doesn't she look nice?" and then calmly go back to prayer, good work. Neon doesn't do that. But even more important than modesty, remember the bishop's first words, St. Paul's first words, rejoice. right? Even our clothes say that we are honored and happy to be here with Jesus, right? Nothing but Christian joy could make me wear the color of Pepto-Bismol. Sorry, no, it's the color of dawn, right, as the sun comes up because we're getting closer to Christmas. When I was a student in St. Louis, my first year of theology, I was assigned to a Latino parish. And my first couple of weeks, I was surprised by how many students and young people would attend Mass basically dressed like they were going out to the club. Right? I still do not know how some of those girls were able to walk in the shoes that they were wearing. It took me some time, but I finally figured it out. They were wearing their party clothes. They are as happy to be at Mass as they were last night on the dance floor. How many of us can say that? Brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord always, for the Lord is near.